Hello, welcome to another exciting stream. Today is January 27, 2020, and today in this stream we're going to be doing another lesson on voice training, and we are on day number 6. So with that said, let's get started.
Welcome to day 6. In the first section today, we'll talk more about breathing. Now, if you think too much about breathing, it kind of freaks you out. You see, it's something we all naturally do. We've done it since we were born. If you think too much about it, you worry too much about it, and suddenly, if you're a voiceover artist, you'll suddenly find yourself writing breath points into scripts that you're reading. You know, breathe here, don't breathe there, breathe in, breathe out. Was that an in or an out? And all this stuff. So don't worry, breathing is natural, but you may have got into some bad habits. The worst habit is actually breathing through your mouth. Sometimes you can't help but do it if you have to take a big gasp in the middle of a presentation. But
all right, relevant tip number 1. Breathe through the nose.
But generally, you should breathe through the nose, as this is what it is for. If you find yourself getting a sore, hoarse throat at the end of the day through too much speaking, it may be because you're breathing through your mouth. If you breathe through your nose, with the help of things called turbinates, the air that comes in gets moisture added, and this helps to keep the throat lubricated.
Okay. Reason why is because it'll keep the throat moistured.
So think about that today. Try to breathe as much as you can through the nose, and be aware if you discover that the majority of your breathing is actually from your mouth. Just get out the habit. Nose breathing is also better from the point of view of filtering out unwanted particles that could make you cough, or bacterial particles that could give you infections, colds and things. So think nose today and for the rest of your life. The second part of this day's training concerns confidence again. Confidence is such a big part of this whole training regime. If only people could really let go of any inhibitions, it would really help them enormously in communicating effectively with other people. I know people can get terribly tensed up when they're about to speak to their superior, or maybe when they're about to introduce themselves to someone that they really are attracted to. Many people lose their confidence because they're worried about exactly the right form of words to use, and then after any communication that doesn't go quite right, they kind of rate themselves and berate themselves. Wish they had said this, they wish they'd said that, as if it was the choice of words that was the only source of the problem. But no, words aren't actually all important in many situations. And did you know that a lot of researchers have done work about human communication, and studies on communication techniques over the years have often found that far more important than the words being used was in fact body language, the tone of voice being used, and all sorts of other things.
All right, let's write this down. Professor Albert Mahabian's 738-55 rule states that of personal communication states that some percent is the actual words used. 38% is the tone of voice. For example, angry, mumbled, etc. Then lastly, the remaining 55% is body language.
But not the actual words. This is why quite often you will watch a politician's speech on TV, for example, and at the end you'll probably not remember much of the content of what was actually said, but you will know that it was said with a smile. It seemed sincere. You just love the tone and resonance of the politician's voice. So you may not know the editorial content of their speech, but you will know how the speaker made you feel. Angry, inspired, confident, and so on. We're all human, and that seems to be how we're programmed. So for your homework today, when you're in any speaking situation, I want you to be really aware of how you say things, rather than the actual words used. How you say things. And while we're talking about body language here, and you may think this is nothing to do with the voice, eye contact is so important. People who are lacking in confidence often find it hard to look people in the eyes, you know? When they're talking, they just can't do it. It's because of a confidence thing, as simple as that. So this engagement helps so much in communication, it really does. So that's the bonus thing you need to be concerned about today. Make sure that your tone of voice is correct for the situation you are in. Make sure that you are keeping eye contact with whoever you are speaking to. It doesn't have to be staring, nothing like that, no weird in any way. Just be human, keep a natural eye contact with whoever you are speaking to. To some people, shyness can be endearing, but to many, many others, someone who is shy and doesn't communicate directly by using a decent amount of eye contact or mumbles all the time may come over as aloof or even rude. So please keep this in mind today as you monitor yourself. Okay, here is the third item for day 6. We return to clarity. Remember, we did some mouth gym exercises where we put a pencil or a thin pen between our teeth. Then we tried reading sentences. Yes, it's very hard, and you can end up with a soggy pen or pencil, but at least it shows you the work that has to be done with your mouth muscles. So you're welcome to do the pencil exercise again today, but we'll add to it one of my favorite quick fixes that I've used before virtually every voice session I've ever recorded as a professional voiceover, as well as the normal warm-up exercises, both physical ones like rolling head and shoulders and low-down humming. The clarity exercise I use are just 4 simple letters. Those letters are Q, E, Q, R.
Q, E, Q, R.
You see, when you say the letter Q, your mouth goes into a very small O shape. For E, your mouth stretches into a long horizontal pillar box opening shape. Then you go back to Q again, and finally end with a big R shape, where your mouth is fully stretched. So it's Q, E, Q, R.
Q, E, Q, R. Q, E, Q, R.
Q, E, Q, R. Q, E, Q, R. Q, E, Q, R. You don't even have to say it. It's a great exercise to do wherever you are, because, as I say, you don't have to say it, but you can if you want. Q, E, Q, R. So if you're in a train or a public place, you simply mouth the letters, repeat it a dozen times or whatever. You honestly will feel really like your mouth has been to a workout at the gym, and you will find that you are pronouncing words much clearer, particularly at the all-important endings. So pause the video now and please say Q, E, Q, R. Really stretch your mouth, please. Okay? Off you go.
Q, E, Q, R.
And finally today, I want you to repeat the main breathing exercise I called 1-4-2 on day 2. By now, if you've been doing work every day on this course, you should be able to achieve the same 1-4-2 ratio, but with 4 seconds of breathing in, 16 seconds holding the breath, and then exhaling carefully over a period of 8 seconds. So I want you to pause the video now and have a go at this, please. If you feel lightheaded in any way, please stop. So to repeat again, you're going to breathe for 4 seconds in, hold the breath for 16 seconds, and then exhale carefully over 8 seconds. I called 1-4-2 on day 2. By now, if you've been doing work every
Okay.
day on this course, you should be able to achieve the same 1:4:2 ratio, but with 4 seconds of breathing in, 16 seconds holding the breath, and then exhaling carefully over a period of 8 seconds. So,
16,
I want you to pause the video now
4,
and have a
16,
go at
8.
this, please. If you feel lightheaded in any way, please stop. So to repeat again, you're going to breathe for 4 seconds in, hold the breath for 16 seconds, and then exhale carefully over 8 seconds. If you feel okay to do so, please repeat this a number of times. Pause the video now, and off you go. Well, I hope you think we've achieved a lot today, and only 6 days into the course. Plenty more to go. See you tomorrow. Welcome to day 6.
All right, cool. Let's see. So for the current lecture in the Q&A section, we only have one question, and it is from Kaka Tweeny. Hello, Peter. How many times and which exercise must be done daily? I don't think he actually specifies how often you should be practicing, because it might be different for everyone, but he does say that you need to continually do it. So it's not just do it for this lesson and never repeat it again. I think that would be the best answer for this guy right here. Let's see. Let's go to my calendar and let's make a task. Actually, let's not make a task. Let's make a reoccurring reminder that is repeated every day. And let's do it all day. It doesn't need to be at any specific time. And let's do 4-3-4-2 breathing exercise. All right, cool. And then create another reminder to do the QEQR practice. Okay, let's change this to week. And for Monday, we'll copy those reminders to tasks, and then we'll delete the reminders. And let's just do it right now. QEQR, 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 QEQR. All right, I am done with that. And then we have our breathing exercise. And I haven't been doing it daily, so I'm going to start with 1, 4, and 2. And I'm going to do it twice. So the second round will be 2, 8, and 4. All right, so inhale 1 second. Hold. Exhale. Okay, let me try for double the amount. All right, cool. I think that is good enough for today. Let's see. Next lesson is 17 minutes. I wanted to do 2 today, but I don't think I have time for a longer lesson. It's probably the longest lesson out of all of them, minus day 4. So I'll leave that for another day, probably tomorrow. So what else can I do for the session? Oh, that's it. Let me just tweet this out. Completed day 6 of voice training. All right, cool. I think I am good. With that said, I will probably be back later today at 4:30 if things go according to plan. That said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.